Sponge filters on SL30 Unboxed. Let's start unpacking some and have a look. Welcome to the channel. I'm Simon on SL30 Aquatics. Let's talk about sponge filters. Sponge filters are cheaper, they can't break as they don't have any moving parts, and they combine your filtration and air pump. Let's start with the smallest and cheapest sponge filters, the ones that I'd use in my fry tanks. I got this off Amazon for £2 or £3. The good thing about the sponge being in the tank and exposed is that if you have a power cut, the beneficial bacteria are still active in your tank. So the main components are the two sponges and the uplift tube, which is where the flow will return to the tank, which is adjustable and extendable depending on the size of your tank. It's the flow of air through the uplift tube back to the surface of the tank that creates the flow and draws in the water through the sponges. This connection right here is where you attach your air line from your air pump. On the back you have the 2 points where you connect the suction cups, and this is how you attach it to the inside of the tank. The other good thing is, particularly in a shrimp tank, you've got a source of food for the shrimps right there all the time, and once you start up a shrimp colony you'll find that the shrimp are just all over the sponges all of the time. Before we put them in the tank we need to wash off any factory residue, and to do that you can remove the sponges without having to remove the frame from the side of the tank. As with most things aquarium related, we're going to wash them in old tank water. By squeezing them out a few times in the old tank water they should be fine. The other type of sponge filter, and one you normally see in larger tanks, is where you have a large amount of sponge surrounding the uplift tube, which is also the structure for the sponge. This is a brand new one. Again, I get these off Amazon and I'll leave an affiliate link in the description below. You're looking at somewhere between £8 and £10 for these. The basic parts of this filter are the base, the sponge, the cap and the middle structure, and the uplift tube. They're very straightforward and simple to take to pieces, which I'll do now while you hit that subscribe button. So if you remove the central section from the sponge, you can see it's made up of a strainer section which also creates the frame for the sponge. It has a base plate and a cap. The amount of noise this filter makes in the tank is dependent on the size of the bubbles, and one of the ways you can make the bubbles smaller is by running an air stone down the middle of it. I'll show you how to do this in a future video, and I'll link a card in the top corner when that video comes out. So the base of the filter is just a weight, and that keeps the filter on the bottom of the tank. You might find that when you put the sponge filter in your tank it tries to float, or it does float, but this is just because it's not completely waterlogged yet. The final piece is the uplift tube. The bigger the tank you have, the more flow you need, and this uplift tube helps generate that pull. Click on the top video for a how-to on installing the sponge filters in your tank, or the bottom video, which is YouTube's recommendation for you to watch right now. Hit subscribe on the way out if you'd like to see more, and thanks for watching.